These are our talking points that you are not going to understand.
What's 5 years? What's 5 years, JK?
That's what I was going to because I was just going to say, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? And then it was going to be a joke.
That's hilarious.
I saw it on a podcast. Someone was like, oh, when I was on a date, someone asked me where I see myself in 5 years. And that was like a red flag. And I'm like,
I completely blew an interview one time because they asked me where I saw myself in 5 years. And I was like, I don't know, traveling the world.
Not working at your establishment.
Yeah.
I never looked at it as like a bad question though, of like on a date, if someone asked me that, like I feel like old me would have been like, oh yeah, like I see myself like married with kids, or like, terrible example because that's not where I would have seen myself, but like.
No, I like that. I mean, I like the question, but I'm also like too honest about it because I'm not going to lie to try and present myself in a way you like. Like, I'm just going to be honest about what I think 5 years will mean.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm being honest, I have no idea where I see myself tomorrow.
I've given up thinking about the future.
Yeah. I put these shoes on and I already fell like 4 times, and my therapist this morning told me to go apply to a job later. And I was like, maybe I'll break my ankle and get the job.
It works. It seriously works.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it seriously works. And it was an interview for a shoe store.
Oh,
and I broke my ankle at the interview. And I got the job. And then they wanted to promote me and everything.
It's good luck to break your ankle. Okay, what was your first experience with Kava and Okay, just bleep out both of those words.
Can we say Kava?
Yeah, you can say Kava.
You can say Kava.
We can say Kava. We can say
yeah.
So, botanical tea.
Yeah, elixir, botanical tea.
I thought
hate
Nectar Lab
elixir.
owned elixir. Okay, elixir sounds like a potion.
Yeah.
You know, there's a guy, he owns, is it called Bula? I don't know. He tried to, like, copyright the word Bula.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Like, that's actually what it's called.
Yeah. There's just so many things wrong with that. But yeah, I don't think that anyone else owns the word elixir.
Okay. I don't like the word elixir.
I don't either. I just say botanical teas.
Yeah, I feel like if anything's going to put, like, a newcomer off, it's naming it something, like, mysterious and mystical, you know?
Because
like,
that's all it is tea. Even kratom, like, I understand why that seems like, oh, this scary thing, and it's, like, attached to opioids and da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like if you just say that it's tea, that's literally all it is.
It's just tea. And it's not that it is, like, an opioid, but it just, it reacts to this...
from the same family of plants.
Yeah, it just, the reactors in your brain are the same, but it's not like an addictive opioid.
But it's also the same plant family as coffee and chocolate.
Exactly.
And people don't look at it that way.
No, they just, they freak out. Okay, so when I first heard about botanical tea... When I first heard about it, it was maybe like 5 years ago, which is why I was so confused about your 5-year question. It was maybe around like 5 or so years ago, and I don't actually remember how I heard about it. Like, it was either a friend of mine had tried it, or a coworker of my boyfriend's had tried it, but it was like one short conversation of like, yeah, it's really cool. It's tea. It makes you feel good. It doesn't inebriate you. It's just really cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. And it was the only place to get it was like a town or two away. And we would literally just like drive all the way there for it. Like, we went one time and then we're like, that's pretty good. So we went again another time, like a week later. And then we just kept going back.
Was that in Florida?
Yeah.
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 I feel like Florida's like the only place that really has it.
I think it's the biggest in Florida.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I have friends in Washington and they've heard of it, but they don't know much about it. So when they were in town, they tried it and they loved it.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And they were like, I want one.
Yeah, and they're like, I want one. I want to open one. Yeah.
I would too, hence this exact situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about it less than 2 years ago, and already practically own a bar.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
The best part is that Michael didn't even want to go at first. Like, he didn't
really?
like it. Like, he pushed against it. Like, he was like, no, like, he wanted to, like, stay at home, like, order takeout, watch TV. Like, that was, like, his, like, MO. And then we'd go out and, like, drink on the weekends, like normal Floridian tourists do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, eventually, when he started getting pulled in by, like, people like Cameron and, like, Drew and stuff like that, and, like, making, like, those friendships, then he was, like, all about it. But
I think it's hard to get people into it, but once they're into it, it becomes, like, their life.
Mm-hmm.
And they want everyone to try it.
Right.
Like,
that's exactly how I was.
It's so weird. It's such, like, a small community of people that drink it. But once you're in that community, you find it so weird that nobody else is in it. And, like, nobody wants to try it. You're like, are you sure? It's, like, incredible.
It's like a cult.
Yeah.
It's like a cult.
But it's, like, a really happy cult.
Yeah. It's not like we don't mix our drinks with Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's not a dead cult. It's, like, a really happy cult.
Is that offensive?
He's gonna cut that out.
The boy's borderline. I say things that are so bad sometimes. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
I get myself in trouble all the time.
I'm gonna get Kava Luv canceled.
Kava canceled.
Those aren't the people we want.
Anyways, so for your first experience with kava and botanical teas, like, do you remember how it tasted?
Okay, so it didn't taste very good. So I'm not going to say where I went, but I don't find, even to this day, as, like, a heavy tea drinker, I still don't find their drinks tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was very dirty. It was, like, bitter. And I didn't get a good explanation on, like, what it was.
Right.
And, like, how to mix it to make it taste better and this and that. Like, they weren't the most helpful. Most of the research I had done about it.
Right.
Lots of, like, YouTube videos and stuff like that. And that's how I knew what it was and all of that. But they weren't super helpful. It didn't taste super good, but I was down to keep drinking it. And then when more bars started opening up and they started, like, actually having, like, lists of, like, mixed drinks, that kind of concealed it a little bit more. I started liking it a lot more, and then I started drinking it a lot more. And now, like, the taste, even just plain, I don't find to be bad.
Yeah. I don't hate it plain. It's, like, I always describe it as, like, a bitter green tea.
Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah.
But I have the biggest sweet tooth ever, so, like, bitter I stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first had it, and it was kind of bitter, I was like, no, this is, ugh.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep drinking it, but ugh.
Yeah. That's my thing with, like the dirty that you mentioned, like the granulated. Like, it tastes like you're drinking, like, sand.
Yeah.
Like, me and Brianna, I know, like, when we go anywhere else, in Florida especially, we look at kava bars and try to find other places and, like, see the quality of their drinks and what are they doing right. And a lot of the times we find the stuff that they're doing wrong and, like, the drinking. Like, we had people just put, like, a scoop, like, we watched her make the drinks and they put a scoop of powder directly into the drink and just stirred it.
Oh, no.
And, like, we had a headache within minutes. And, I mean, me and her drink it on a daily basis. I can't imagine someone who walks in and wants to try it for the first time.
Yeah.
And, like, would be completely turned off by that.
Yeah.
Like, I run into a lot of people who tried it for the first time and it was, like, dirty like that, and then they never want to have it again.
No, yeah, well, because that was the situation, too, when I first started drinking it. A couple of our friends came along with us once to try it, and their drinks were super dirty, and a friend of mine, it made her sick because of all the dirt. And that was years ago, and she won't try it ever again.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of people have that experience, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then even, like you said, about how they didn't, like, describe it very well is also, like, a dangerous thing because, like, you have a lot of people who probably come from, like, a regular bar and go in and not know that you're not supposed to mix it with alcohol.
Right.
And then they throw up and they're going to blame it on the thing that they don't know. Yeah. Which is this new weird tea.
But alcohol makes you throw up.
Yeah.
So easily.
Yeah.
So
but it would never be that because the response is, oh, but I drink all the time and I don't throw up. So then when I added that into the equation, it made me sick. So it must have been that. But, like, they don't look at the combination of both things.
Right. And then every time someone's a new drinker too, I try to steer them away from anything dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Like even
the crushed leaf.
Yeah.
Because that's a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
I know there's a few places here where I've gone and had like a full like crushed drink, and I remember the first time I had it, I had like a huge headache, and I was like, "Whoa,
Hey, Oliver."
He really wants to be in this interview
Yeah.
right now."
You want to come up? Want to come up?
Oliver, what was your first experience with Kava? Sir? Are you the owner of Kava Luv? You want to go to Kava Luv? Yeah? You wanna
He's
go to
getting
Kava Luv?
really excited mentioning Kava Luv.
He loves it there.
Because he gets all the attention.
This is the official Kava Luv mascot. Look at the camera.
I know you were talking about crush sleeve.
Yeah, crushed leaf and it being strong, and then people not explaining it. That's something that I think we even need to work on. Is like our explanation. Like I wish that we had like, my idea was to have all the employees kind of like write down what their little spiel is,
Mm-hmm.
and then combine them all and pick up the best parts of each one, and then like have something that's like less than 1 minute that gives like a good overview to new people.
Yeah, I think it would be really good to have like a solid explanation that everyone can say. But I've definitely heard a lot of I've heard a lot of like people that come to the bar say that we describe it better than any of the other bars.
Mm-hmm. We definitely do, because even like the way that the people who like train like Brianna or like myself or Lauren and Rachel like training other people in like their way of saying it is really good. Vanessa's another one. Like
Yeah.
I used to love listening to her explain it because she did a really good job.
Yeah.
I hate though when we go somewhere else and they don't want to explain it.
Yeah. I went somewhere, and I am not going to mention it, but it's in town. But I went somewhere, and they I heard them describe it to a new drinker as imagine getting drunk, but without being drunk. And I was like, that is not how you explain it at all. This person probably doesn't even drink it. And that's how he's explaining it.
Yeah. It's definitely tough too when you're comparing it to alcohol, but it's for me, I honestly hate that that's what it's compared to. I think that it's an alternative in terms of environment, but not necessarily in terms of like the feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a bar, obviously, comparable. You get to hang out with all your friends. You go there a lot to have drinks, and that's to me the only way it's comparable to alcohol, because nothing else about it is similar.
Yeah, it's our hours. It's the fact that we're open late.
Yeah.
But if we were closed at 4:00 in the afternoon, we'd be a coffee shop. We'd be a cafe.
Right.
Instead of a bar. That's why we're called a lounge, because we're kind of like in between both. Like we didn't really know which way to go.
Yeah.
But like, so for me, I like the idea of like the cafe and the coffee like comparison more than the alcohol one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like our target market is people who were trying to get off of alcohol.
Right.
Which is interesting because the sober living is becoming really trendy.
Yeah.
Right now. Like, a lot of people are trying to get out of that. And I don't know if it's because I'm just at the Kava bar all day, so I see the people who are watching that.
We know those people that are trying to get out of that.
Right.
But I feel like there's people that, like, had no intention of leaving, like, the bar scene and then started going to Kava bars.
That's how we were.
And we're just like, I like this better.
Yeah.
I love the fact that I can go to the bar and I'm going to see all my friends, everyone I know, and I can talk to them all night and have amazing conversations and remember it tomorrow.
Yeah,
like, that is amazing for me. I love that. Like, I wasn't intentionally trying to get away from drinking, but once I found this community, I was like, yeah, this is so much cooler. Like, I'm making real friends.
Right. So, like, when you did used to go, like, drinking, what was your, like, reason? When you used to drink alcohol? Like, what was the reason that you went out? Did you drink to get messed up? Or did you drink because it was like...
Yeah.
So you don't miss that at all?
No. I mean, no. I think, like, there were... Because I would go out a lot, and it was, like, a similar thing. I would go out I had my bar, and I know any night that I would go there, I would have a friend that was there.
Right.
And we would go and we would drink all night, and sometimes it would get crazy, and sometimes it would just be fun, and we'd go and get food, and just like not knowing exactly where it was going to go. But what I've realized with that too is like outside of drinking alcohol, I didn't really have anything else with those friends.
Right.
But
I see that with a lot of people. A lot.
Yeah.
Like, I had a girl who came down here, and she, like, me and her would hang out, and she would always want to just go to, like, Kava or, like, random places that are, like, almost like a club. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, that's too much for me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, back from where I'm from, it's all dive bars and, like, townies, like, your classic, like, I think a few of my mom's boyfriends were probably banned from each of the bars, like that type of place. Like, I mean, when I went out for my 21st birthday, I was drinking out of a plastic cup. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. But I don't miss those. Like, I almost wish that I knew of this beforehand.
Yeah.
And, like, would have
I would have saved myself so much embarrassment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, so much embarrassment.
Money. And then even, like, the way that it affected my body, too.
Yeah.
I think it contributed to, like, some of the health issues I have going on right now. Because I did drink a lot.
I mean, alcohol is essentially poison.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I mean, it's not good for you in, like, any way.
Yeah. And, like, when we first moved down here, like, that's all we knew to do. So we're used to from coming up here. So, like, down here on the weekends, and especially because we had people visiting all the time. Because it was, like, peak COVID, everything in Massachusetts was still locked down, but down here everything was open. So we're like, come visit, like, come hang out. And it was before we ever found Kava or tea. So we would just go out and, like, eat a bunch of crap and drink. And it was like every single weekend, sometimes on weeknights. And then it's just like, I think I gained probably 20 pounds when I moved down here.
We used to go out. Especially when John worked in the service industry, we would go out at night a lot. And you would spend like a ton of money every night going out drinking with these people and eating terrible food. And then you just felt like trash.
Yeah.
And at some point we were like, we can't keep doing this. Like, we feel terrible. We look terrible. We're spending all our money. So then we just stopped seeing people because there was nothing else to do.
Right. Yeah, because it's, you want to go out tonight? And it's like, nope, because I don't want to go drink and spend a bunch of money. Like,
yeah.
Or especially, like, I remember having the excuse of, like, having something to do the next day.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I can't go out tonight because I have something to do tomorrow.
If I'm going to drink alcohol, I have to plan for it.
Yeah.
Like, I have to know, like, I can't do it spontaneously. I have to know, like, a couple days in advance so I can make sure I don't have anything to do the next morning or maybe the next whole day. I have to plan out my meals for the day to make sure I'm, like, eating and staying full.
Eat enough to not throw up.
Yeah. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. And that's where, like, I think the like toxicness of, like, you're spending more money because you need to eat in order to drink. And then if you're having this whole extravagant dinner just so that you can drink, you might as well get more.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I mean, especially here in Naples, it's like you're not going to go have, like, anything less than $100 dinner.
No.
In alcohol, especially. And, like, price point in Naples alone, like, Kava is clearly the cheaper option.
Yeah.
Like, and I love the fact that you can still, like, eat out because you can just order DoorDash.
Yeah, I know. I love being at the bar at, like, 7:00 and everybody in there, like, all their deliveries are coming in and everybody's just eating dinner together, but it's all different food.
Yeah. Imagine doing that at, like, a regular bar.
I know. You couldn't. You couldn't be so weird.
My Domino's is on the way. Picture of health, obviously. I mean, we're talking about being healthier. And that's the thing, too, the health and wellness kind of world that we're in this, like, phase is really weird. Like, it's not just, like, a don't drink alcohol. It's, like, overall, like, health and wellness. But then you also have, like, everyone getting, like, their giant slices of pizza from next door.
Yeah.
Stay. Yeah, so I think the consensus is that we don't miss drinking.
Right.
At all.
Right.
Cool.
Consensus made.
Yeah, consensus made. I need, like, a Gravel, is that what it's called?
A gavel.
Gravel. I'm not smart.
Gravel is for the floor.
My Oxford education.
So we went to dinner maybe a few weeks ago, and John doesn't drink at all. He hasn't for years. But I'll drink here and there. So when we go out to dinner, he's always like, get yourself a drink. Do it. Just like, feel it. Have a drink. And I had a beer, and it was like, I was like, you need to drive me home. I wish I didn't do this. I would rather have just gone to the Kava bar instead.
Yeah.
Because then, like, it's like, well, now I'm tired, and then now my head's starting to hurt. And I was like, I would have rather have just gone to the Kava bar and hang out.
Yeah. It's crazy how I have no desire. And even, like, it's funny, too, other people, like, we're trying to pull people to, like, get kava, come try the tea. And then they're like, oh, have a drink, get a drink. And it's like, no, I'd rather have kava after. Like, that's the other thing, too, is I've noticed, like, before, like, the atmosphere used to be, like, oh, you go out to dinner, and then you just kind of, like, go home, and, like, that's it. Like, that's your night.
Yeah.
But now it's, like, every time I go out to dinner, I know that I'm going to go to the bar afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it's open till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like.
But you'll see that with, like, everyone, too. Like, we'll go out to dinner and then go to the Kava bar after, and you see, like, other people in there, too. Like, they'll come in dressed up so nice. Like, what'd you just do? And they're like, oh, we just went to dinner for our anniversary. Now we're here.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally me. Like,
yeah.
4 weeks ago.
We did that, too.
Yeah. That's, like, the other fun part, too, is, like, that you have people who come in, like, dressed, like, in their pajamas, like, almost on a daily basis, and then you have, like, they show up a little bit late one night, and they're all dressed up, and you're like, oh, what did you just do?
Yeah.
Because it's, like, you're, like, I don't know, you're, like, walking into, like, almost, like, your high school, like, interrogation, like.
I think we're just so heavily involved now in all these people's lives, because we see each other every day, and it's really cool, because it's, like, it might not be people that you would, like, normally talk to in, like, any other situation. Yeah. Some are younger, some are older. John made a friend there the other day who's in his 70s, and John is like, we should go to dinner with him. He's so cool.
That's the thing, too, is, like, we have created bonds with people that extend outside of the Kava bar.
Yeah.
And I know for a while, I think for the first year, we spent every single night in a Kava bar, but we never hung out with anyone, like, outside of it. It wasn't like, oh, come to my place or do that. But once we found Kava Luv, like, all that changed.
Yeah.
Like, and then once you did it with, like, one person, like, I think we probably hung out with, like, Cameron first. I think we went out and had, like, dinner or something. I think it might have been, like, for his birthday or something. And. Oliver. Anyways.
He got it.
Oh.
He's good. It's all good now, Mom.
So yeah, we went out for, like, his birthday, and then I think after that experience went well, we realized how much, like, our friendships with everyone could actually turn into real ones.
Yeah.
And then, like, we ended up being, like, invited to, like, Harry's baby shower. And then we're like, how weird is this that we just, like, met this kid because he was working at a Kava bar, and now we're at his baby shower.
Yeah. No, I mean, that circles back to, like, when I was going out drinking, and then outside of those nights drinking with my friends, I didn't really have anything else with them. Yeah. But, like, especially at Kava Luv, like, I have made amazing friends that I see outside of the Kava bar. We do things together. We message all day. It's gotten me more into, like, the art community, and I go to a lot of events now, and I've met some, like, incredible people that like I get to support in their ventures too, and, like, that's important to them. And it's like, I would never have had that if I didn't find this community. Right. Like, it would have just been, like, me going home every day.
Right. Because, like, and again, that goes back to, like, the health and wellness thing too, of, like, it's not just a Kava bar. That's so cheesy. Not just a Kava bar. We should have that, like, written on the wall right here.
That is pretty cliche. Okay.
Really cheesy. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Anyways, like, up in Massachusetts especially, you never saw anything that was, like, small business support, like, or like having people's, like, artwork hung on the wall. Like, we have your artwork all over the bar. Yeah. and we have your earrings on the front counter, and it's like you don't like even like down here a lot of places like you don't see the meshing of different businesses,
Right.
but for some reason the Kava world is just like, yeah, everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's do all these different events. Like we have everything from like poker to craft night to a wellness Wednesday where you can get a massage. So out of all the bars and stuff that we've kind of like prefaced today, why do you like Kava Luv the most? I'm assuming you like Kava Luv the most.
Well, I've kind of made it my home, and I've like taken over like every aspect of it that I could. I work there, I have art there. I just really like the community there. I feel like there's a lot of people I've met at other Kava bars that have also found themselves at Kava Luv and made it their home too. So it's like, it's literally like going to, so lame, but it's like going to like a second home.
Right.
You know, like I'm going to go there, I'm going to see my friends every day, and they're going to be people that are like-minded, same chill vibe that I'm looking for. And that's just it. Like that's why I chose it.
Mm-hmm.
Same people that I liked at other places, but now they're all in one place together.
Yeah, I think we were kind of like the misfits of like Naples, Florida, and we've all just kind of like weeded out all the other Kava bars and like all just kind of like found this one happy place, and like we're one big happy family.
Yeah.
Like we've
I'm
gonna see you
like
in
all
2
the
days for Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally having Thanksgiving at the Kava
and
bar.
I'm like not even bummed that I don't get to see my family, so I'm gonna get to hang out with all my friends.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Right. So I mean, we're happy to have you. I'm happy with the experiences that we've had. I mean, from your art to the earrings to you now working there to like our friendship. I'm just really happy that it all happened under the Kava Luv umbrella.
It did.
And now we're doing this. So hopefully we'll do more of these videos. What do you guys think? Do you like her, or should we find someone else?
I mean,
or should you just replace me? Because
should it just be me?